today at Stamp Sunshine. I have a little project for you today that is somewhat of a sweet little gift you could give away. Stampin' Up! Sells these small plastic boxes. They hold 3 by 3 inch cards. And so my project is several 3 by 3 cards plus envelopes that you could give away as a gift. So the first one is the Volkswagen with a tree. Hearts come home. A tree in the middle of a forest and a little house on the front of this cute little DSP paper. They're very, very simple and quick. That's one reason why I really wanted to put them in a box, because I could make a lot of them quickly and be able to give them away for the holidays. So, all right. So first of all, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be using the Coming Home bundle, and it consists of stamps, all the stamps you see here, plus dies for many of the items that you see here. Now, you don't need to buy the dies. These are very easy images to cut out. But one thing that's kind of cool about the dies is that they also coordinate with the designer series paper from this suite, cut out images from the actual paper. So I'll just go through the paper real quick and show you how pretty it is. I love this one. Here's more images that you can either fussy cut or punch out with the dies. This is a cute background paper, but also there's a die that cuts out these tiny little wreaths, and we're going to be using that on one of our little cards today. A little forest with whimsical trees. Love this red and white polka dotted paper. These stripes. There's a great variety of paper in this card pack. And by the way, on the 8th of this month, this card pack is going to be on sale. I believe it's going to be 10% off in the big closeout sale. A lot of the stuff from the August through January mini catalog is going to be either retiring or some of it will be carrying over. But go and check on my web store, LoriMagnuson.stampinup.net, for details, and I'll also post a link on Facebook so that you can easily find that. All right, so the first one I'm going to start with is the little Volkswagen. I just stamped Lots of Love at Christmas from the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. It has a lot of cute Christmas sayings on it. So this is just a 3 by 6 inch piece of cardstock. I scored it at 3, and I'm going to just center that as best I can right in the middle. Thank goodness for liquid glue, because if you get it a little crooked, then you can move it around a little. These couldn't be simpler. Once I die cut these out, I colored them with blends markers. This is real red, light and dark, and this is Old Olive, light and dark. I have a tutorial also where I talk about how to make a template using your dies. So if you're making a lot of cards, then you'll be able to use the dies as a template. You'll have to go look for it, because I know it doesn't sound familiar to you, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it before. And I will also post the link to that YouTube video in the description of this video here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is once I get the Volkswagen popped up, I'm going to decide where I want the little tree, and I'm just going to put my dimensional on the corner of the tree, because the tree is going to be overlapping the Volkswagen. And by the way, you know, sometimes when you do use your die cutting machine, it's hard to get these exactly centered on the die cut. So feel free to trim them a tiny bit. But the YouTube video that I showed you actually helps with that. You can actually use the dies as a template so that you can get perfectly aligned die cuts over your stamped images. All right, so that's the first card. And then of course, because this is real red, you're going to put another piece of cardstock inside and put a stamped image if you like, or just use it as a gift tag. So there's our first one. Okay, the next one we're going to do is the one of the house. And so once again, we're just going to glue down, oops, I dropped my lid, that's okay. Glue down this piece of blue cardstock from that cardstock pack. Center that on the front as best you can. All right, this is a piece that was die cut out of the Whisper White, and this is actually about a 5.5 or 6 inch long die cut. And what I did was I want to trim it down so that it's going to fit here, so I just cut off part of the die cut and made it to where I just have the 2 trees here for my scene. Now, one thing I did want to point out is these 3 by 3 inch envelopes are pretty small, and so if you do a lot of images that are popped up, you might have a difficult time getting them into these envelopes. And so I would recommend, even though it's very cute to pop this up, you might, if you're going to be putting it in the envelopes or expecting that people will put them in the envelopes, you might just want to glue this down. So that is what I'm going to do now. But I'm just going to place the glue along the bottom edge of that because I'm going to want to tuck my house in behind it. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room. I'm going to put that right at the very bottom and up against the side over here. Okay. And then I'm just going to turn that over and trim this off. All right. Now, like I said before, this does have a die cut that you can run it through your embossing machine, your cut and embossing machine. But if you don't have the die cuts, and many of you don't, like I said before, this is very easy to cut out. So you're just going to fussy cut it, which it just literally takes not even a minute, especially if you have nice sharp scissors like I do here. And then once you get it cut out, you're just going to then tuck that into the back of this here. But I'm going to want to put a little bit of glue on it first, of course, to hold it in. Okay. Just bring that down inside like so. And there's different images that you can use. There's a taller house, there's a wider house, there's multiple images, and so you don't always have this exact looking house on the front. You might choose a different one. Like I think in my pack, it has a different house here. All right, so the next step we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take this tiny little cute little wreath that has been die cut out, and we're just going to put that right over the top of the window. If you have a different house on the front, if you choose a different one, then you'll just decide where you want it on the front of the house. Like this one had 4 windows, so I just put the wreath on the front of the 4 windows. And then one of the pieces of the designer series paper in this pack is completely covered with sayings. And I'm looking for it now because I want to show it to you. I don't think I showed it to you in the preview. This paper has all of these sayings from all over the world. German and French and English, I know for sure, but I'm not sure what else. And so what I did was I took them and put them on my paper cutter, and I just sliced them down so that I could get just the English words, because I don't speak any of the other languages, of course. So as you can see, sometimes it's difficult to get it exactly cut because it's such a skinny little piece of paper. So you just take your paper trimmer or your scissors and trim off any spot that you don't, that it's not exactly straight on there, which isn't a big deal to me, but we're almost finished with this card. So basically you're just now going to go ahead and take that little strip that you cut out, or that, was cut out from that designer series paper, or if you wanted to, you could stamp this in your own stamps, something that you have at home besides using the designer series paper, and just put your own stamped message there, like Merry Christmas or hello or for you. So there's our second card. Okay. All right, the next card is very easy also. This card is just a matter of popping up this die cut image of a tree. Now, I stamped this and die cut it out, and I colored it with Old Olive light and dark blends. And I'm just going to take 2 of these dimensionals. Before I stick that on though, I'm going to just go ahead and, ooh, that would be cute. Here's the dilemma with some of these designer series paper. They have cute images on both sides, and so that actually would be really adorable to just turn that over and make a card using the red and white. But for the purposes of this video, I chose to do it this way. And so basically all you're going to do then is put your glue on, and you're going to center that, because I made it 1/8 of an inch smaller than my 3x3 inch card. All right. And then of course, the last thing you're going to do is you can either center it. I think I'll place mine slightly over to the left, because I want to go ahead and glue one of these little sayings that's already cut out. And I'm just going to put that right down here at the bottom. 'Tis the season. And I kind of like it sticking over the edge like that. All right. 2 cards done. 3 cards done, actually. All right, so the last card I used, I really like incorporating some non-traditional colors into my Christmas cards from time to time. And this Pool Party Blue is an example of that. So I just took my stitch shaped dies and I cut out with the stitched shaped dies. You can see the stitch shape around the edge of the circle. I cut out a circle with it, and I'm just going to simply glue that on the front. And then I'm going to take this die cut little house that I have, that I cut out with one of the dies from the stamp set. I'm going to remove that small little piece underneath the roof, and I'm going to remove the heart. All right, I'm going to pop this up on the front just by using mini dimensionals. And we're just going to put that on the front. You can put it anywhere you like. I chose to find a person and then just sort of put it over the top of a single person. So I think I will, that's kind of cute right in the middle of these two. That's very cute. I like that a lot. So, and then the last thing that we'll do after adhering that little house to the front is, of course, to find your heart that was punched out of the center of this, and you'll just simply glue that to the inside. You can write your own message on the inside to finish that off, or you can give it as part of this little gift box and put it inside of the 3x3 clear box. Don't forget to stamp your envelope. I just used the small tree from the stamp set. Okay, so that does it for this set of cards. I hope you enjoyed this instructional video and all of these little note cards. And remember, if you'd like to purchase any of these items, you can go over to my online store at lauriemagnuson.stampinup.net, or come see me at Stamp Sunshine on Facebook. And if you are interested in this adorable bundle called Coming Home, you'll be able to purchase that there. All right, well, have a great day and have a Merry Christmas. Thank you.